Am I the asshole for not giving my husband my escape money when I saw that we were financially struggling? I, 34 female, have recently ran into a situation with my husband, 37 male, and I'm curious about if I'm the asshole here or not. So me and my husband have been together for 8 years, married for 7. When I got married, my mother came to me privately and talked about setting aside money as a rainy day / escape fund if worse came to worse. My husband has never showed any signs of being dangerous and rarely even gets upset. But the way my mom talked about it, it seemed like a no-brainer to have. When me and my husband got together, we agreed I would be a stay-at-home wife. We are both child-free, so that was never a concern. My husband made a comfortable mid-6-figure salary, all was good until about 2 years ago. He was injured at work in a near-fatal accident. Between hospital bills and a lawsuit that we lost, that ate up nearly all of our savings. I took a part-time job while my husband was recovering. But when he fully recovered, we transitioned back into me being unemployed, as my husband insisted that it was his role to provide. He is currently working 2 full-time jobs and Ubers on his days off to keep us afloat. Here's where I might be the asshole. I do all the expense managing, and I've continued to put money into my escape account, although I significantly decreased from $750 a month to $200 a month.
Less.
My husband came home exhausted one night and asked about downsizing because of all the stress of work was going to kill him. I told him downsizing would not be an option, as I had spent years making our house a home and offered to go back to work. He tried to be nice, but basically told me that me going back to work wouldn't make enough. After an argument, my husband went through our finances to see where we could cut back. He was confused when he saw I had regular reoccurring withdrawals leading back years and asked me about it. I broke down and revealed my money to him, which now sits at $47,000. After I told him all of this, he just broke down sobbing. His point of view is I treated him like a predator and hid money from him for years, even when he was at his lowest. I told him that the money was a precaution I would have taken with any partner and not specific to him. He left the house to stay with his brother and said I hurt him on every possible level. But my mom says this is exactly what the money is for, and I should bail now. Am I the asshole?
Yes, and your mom is an asshole too.
All right, so I really want to know how everybody feels about this. Am I the asshole? Because I feel like if you're in a relationship with somebody who is a provider, regardless of, if it's the wife or the husband, they're bringing in all the income. You're not working. If you're upfront with them, this wouldn't be an issue because you're going to be like, hey, I'm managing the money. I'm going to put some of this money aside. I think the biggest problem is the fact that it's called escape money. Because why is it called escape money? Because if you're in a good marriage, why do you need escape money? You can say, hey, I understand that you don't want me to work. Because you don't want me to work, I feel like I need to have my own bank account. And, I'm pretty sure some providers will be okay with that, but it might cause some issues with whoever you're with. It all depends on the person that you're with. But I feel like transparency is always going to be the best way to go. So she got some really bad advice from her mom. Her mom is a horrible person. And, she should know better than to follow her mom because she ruined her marriage with this guy because she wasn't upfront. If you're managing the funds for your partner and you're taking money without telling them that, hey, I'm putting money aside, it's going to cause some problems. Now, if they find out and you say, hey, I have some money to the side and I'm doing it because I'm saving for us, it's not going to cause problems. But for her, she's doing it for herself. She even says that they went through their savings and then she goes, my escape money. Now, I don't know if her husband knows that, she's calling it escape money, but the fact that you're trying to escape a good marriage by having an escape bank account is crazy to me. Like, there was obviously nothing wrong with her husband. She didn't say anything negative about him. He worked hard. He didn't want her to work. I mean, some people would say that's probably the biggest red flag is that he didn't want her to work and, they don't have any kids. So I don't know. Y'all tell me how you feel about it, because I feel like she was 100% in the wrong. Her mom's an asshole. She's also an asshole. The husband, I don't think there's anything different that he could have done. Some people would say, hey, don't have her, work from home if she doesn't want to do it. But they're married and, she agreed to it. So it is what it is.